Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. It's 5:39. This is our CRA meeting. Let's call the meeting to order, Madam Secretary.
Board Member Timothy,
Here.
Board Member Galvin, Chairman Bieneme,
Here.
Vice Chairman Desilme, Board Member Estime Irvin.
Present.
Chairman, you have a quorum to proceed.
Thank you very much. Before we move forward, please let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a prayer from Councilwoman Marie-Estime Irvin. You don't know what to pray? You're Christian. Huh? You don't have that on there? Oh, okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,
One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So there's no prayer. Mary, pas Adventiste encore?
Chairman, as of 5:40, Board Member Galvin is present.
Thank you very much. Before we move forward with the agenda, and I would like to pull agenda item 4, discussion on the appointment of the executive directors. If we can move it to the next agenda.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
so this is a discussion, so we're
No, it's a
tabling
discussion and appointment.
It's a discussion to appoint an executive director.
Yeah, that's mean at the same times.
I have a
so
motion made by Chairman Bieneme to,
I still have a question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so, I just wanna, if we can just, I don't have a problem
Yeah, yeah.
tabling it, I just wanna understand the procedure. When we chose our city manager, we went through a procedure, we looked, we interviewed. Are we doing something similar to what we did with the city manager?
Yeah,
Is
of
that-
course we can do it
Okay,
the
that,
same
I
way.
just
Yeah,
wanted
yeah, yeah.
to,
Or what we
Um,
can do if we do, we can reopen the process, or if you want, we can just move it to the next meeting. I don't know how you feel. Yeah, I'm okay about reopening it if,
I'm
If you
okay
have
with
the case.
reopening it as well, like, just to,
okay.
so I have a motion, or Chairman, may I call the motion?
Yes,
I have a motion made by Chairman Bieneme to defer the item to the next, defer item 4 to the next meeting. Seconded by Board Member Galvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 4-0 vote.
thank you very much. Now let's move to the consent.
Unless a member of the CRA Board wishes to remove a specific item from this portion of the agenda, tabs A through D constitute the consent agenda. These resolutions and items are self-explanatory and are not expected to require additional review or discussion. These items will be recorded as individually numbered resolutions adopted unanimously by the following motion: that the consent agenda comprised of tabs A through D be adopted.
Thank you very much. Can I get a motion on the consent?
So moved, second.
Second.
I have a motion made by Board Member Galvin to approve the consent agenda. The motion was seconded by Board Member Estime Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 4-0 vote.
Agenda item 1.
Councilman
Chairman.
DeSolme.
Yes.
Chairman Bieneme?
Yes, ma'am.
As of 5:43, Vice Chairman Desilme is present.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Agenda item 1, Business Attraction Grant Request, Pre-Game Pizza Bar, 12195 Northwest 7th Avenue.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Please find attached a business attraction grant request from Pre-Game Pizza Bar located at 12195 Northwest 7th Avenue. Pre-Game Pizza Bar is a full-service pizza restaurant that offers unique, traditional pizza meals, outside dining, virtual golf, and classic nightlife experiences. The restaurant also offers salads, beers, spirits, and wines for dine-in and takeout. Services provided will cater to walk-ins, pickup, curbside, online orders, and delivery. Pre-Game Pizza Bar aims to create a win-win setting to the northwest 7th Avenue corridor to generate a social vibrancy in the area. They are committed to providing exceptional customer service and create job opportunities within North Miami. The scope of work includes the following: plumbing, roofing, and exterior-interior renovations, just to name a few. Applicant has submitted 3 bids from approved contractors. There are no violations on this property. The total project cost is estimated at $403,068. Staff recommends approval of $150,000. Grant request will bring attraction to the property located in a high-traffic area along the Northwest 7th Avenue corridor. The applicant is in the audience should you guys have any additional questions.
Thank you very much. Let's open it to the public. Public hearing is open on item 1. Public hearing is now closed. Do you have a question?
Yes,
Mayor,
Mr.
yeah.
Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sorry, I'm late, everyone. The applicant, when you say nightlife, Ms. McDonald, what is it that they're trying to create in also the building that they are in? Can the applicant come forward?
Mr. Benjamin, can you please approach the podium and state your name and address for the record?
Good evening, Blade Benjamin with Pregame Pizza Bar.
Can you say your address, please? Yeah.
Address is 12195 Northwest 7th Avenue.
Yes, sir. You don't own the building. You rent the building, right?
Correct.
Okay, because I know we've been having some issues with the building. When you say nightlife, what does that mean? Are you planning on extending period of time staying open?
Well, initially we were going to do something on the roof, but the landlord just only really he wants to, I guess, reserve that decision. So that's where that was included. So right now it's just gonna be it's mainly a restaurant that's we intend to open late for like people that's probably just out late and want something to eat because it's pizza, and it's really kind of like no nightlife, but there is it's a bar, but it's not like it's not a nightlife type setting thing. It's more like pizza, hookahs, and
Yeah, I don't have any issues with the request. I was just making sure if when we spoke earlier during the briefing in reference to the nightlife, if it was some type of a club, yeah, or is there an alcohol license that or they be serving alcohol or anything like that? Because I know you mentioned nightlife.
Yes.
You own a alcohol license?
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, no problem. All right, in parking, is there enough parking?
We also we have an agreement pending with a neighboring business, which doesn't use their parking between 9 to 5, and it's we was going to offer valet parking.
Okay, all right, well, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very
Appreciate it.
much. Can I have your motion on item 1? Yes. You have a question?
So, yeah, just wanted to know, with the valet that you're going to offer, thank you for bringing some attraction to us, but where would you be parking with the valet? And will you and make sure that that area is not congested?
We're in the like once you turn in, it's really I don't want to call it a dead end, but it's there's a highway, there's no exit. So the property where we will be parking the cars is on the left hand side of that street, which is no traffic going on going in or out of the area. So it's a cul-de-sac, you could say.
I just had one question, Mayor.
Yes.
With the approval tonight, when are you expected to open? Are you currently operating or you're planning to operate?
Oh, we're planning to operate.
And do you have a scheduled grand opening date or?
We're planning for a soft opening, hopefully by the end of the summer, because we just about finished with Durham, because that process with the grease trap and stuff is lengthy, and we've been in there for like about a year and a half, and we're coming out.
Okay. Congratulations and welcome.
Appreciate it.
And just one more clarification. I know you said you're going to open late, but what are the business hours?
We're going to see if we can file for probably something like similar to Wendy's, where I think they're like 3, so something like maybe 3 a.m. or 4 or something. But originally, I think the city requirement starts off at a certain time, and then I have to file for before the additional hours pass, I think 11 o'clock.
Even they have to apply before the Board of Adjustment for,
Okay.
okay. Thank you. Can I motion the item?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Vice Chairman Desilme to approve Agenda Item 1. The motion was seconded by Board Member Timothy. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Agenda Item 2, resolution to approve the interlocal agreement for fiscal year 21-2022 indirect services. Resolution number 2022-007, a resolution of the chair and board members of the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency approving the interlocal agreements between the City of North Miami and the North Miami Community Agency relating to the provision of indirect services by the city to the North Miami CRA for fiscal year 2021-2022. Authorizing the interim executive director to execute the interlocal agreement, authorizing the interim executive director to take all action necessary to implement the terms of the interlocal agreement, and providing an effective date. Agenda Item 2.
Okay. Please find attached for your review and approval the fiscal year 21-2022 interlocal services agreement between the North Miami CRA and the City of North Miami for indirect services to be rendered. The North Miami CRA shall pay the City of North Miami $564,696 for indirect services provided for fiscal year 21-22. The services outlined in the agreement include, but are not limited to, human resources, procurement, finance, and budget. This agreement will be renewed annually as fees and services may change.
Thank you very much. Let's open it to the public. It's the agreement between the city and the CRA.
Motion to approve?
Let's open it to the
one
public.
correction.
Public hearing is open on item 2. Public hearing is now closed. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
one correction. I did print it out to the interim. The roster's name is still on there, so just make sure that we correct that before we approve.
It has been updated and corrected. Thank you, Vice Chairman.
Thank you very much.
I have a
motion on
question.
the floor.
Second?
Oh, sorry, I just had one question.
Yes.
I know that we overpaid the city. When do we start, I guess, the city starts to repay you guys back? When you guys are gonna start deducting from,
We passed that the other day. It's gonna start with the upcoming fiscal
with the
year.
upcoming fiscal year, not
Yes.
this one, correct?
No.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
That's
But
correct,
you-
and just so we're clear, it's not an offset. It's not as if we are going to pay the city the 500 and some odd $1,000 and we deduct that from this amount. They're separate transactions.
Okay.
So we're gonna pay the city for the indirect services, and then at some point, the following fiscal year, they're gonna pay us what they owe the CRA,
For
and
the
then the next
overpayment.
fiscal year, so.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. There is a motion on the floor.
I have a motion made by Board Member Estimate Irvin to approve Agenda Item 2. The motion was seconded by Vice Chairman Desilme. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. Agenda Item 3, resolution to award IFB 30-21-22 State Road 7 Streetscape Improvements Project. Resolution number 2022-008, a resolution of the chair and board members of the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency awarding invitation for bids IFB number 30-21-22 State Road 7 Streetscape Improvements Project to Visualscape, Inc. as the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, approving funding for the project in an amount not to exceed $107,526.56, authorizing the interim executive director and North Miami CRA attorney to negotiate and finalize an interlocal agreement between the City of North Miami and the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency to provide funding by the North Miami Community Redevelopment Agency to the City of North Miami for the project in an amount not to exceed $107,526.56, authorizing the interim executive director to execute the interlocal agreement, authorizing the interim executive director to take all action necessary to implement the terms of the interlocal agreement, and providing an effective date. Agenda Item 3.
A quick question. That's the 7th Avenue corridor and median, right? Do you have,
Correct.
do you have pictures?
Yes, we have a presentation if you'd like.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We can do a presentation.
I'd rather see the presentation with some pictures for
Okay.
the people.
All right.
Instead of
Would
giving.
you like to have the presentation?
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
up? Okay, we have here Just so you know, it's a representative from the design engineering firm, Kimley Horn and Associates. They're the designers for the project, and they have just a very brief presentation of the project.
Good evening, Board. My name is Tom Hargret with Kimley Horn Associates. Address is 1920 Wakiva Way, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33435. We prepared a brief presentation. I guess I go ahead and get started. This is for the State Route 7 landscape median improvements. Let me go ahead and get started. So a bit of background on the project. Back in 2017, the city was awarded a beautification grant from FDOT. It stipulated a landscape improvement, not necessarily a selected area. Kimley Horn was contracted to prepare landscape design plans. We also and subsequently prepared irrigation drawings for the corridor. As a part of this design process, in order to maximize potential planting within the median, we had to pursue a design variance with FDOT. This allowed us to incorporate roughly 37 additional palm plantings within the median tips. The FDM dictates special ground cover plantings and not vertical trees within these medians. And by pursuing the design variation, and it was approved, we were able to maximize the planting design in the corridor with additional solitaire palm plantings. And that was received last year. So throughout the entire corridor, we really have about 2 different types of designs. The first is the median style 1, which is comprising of mostly royal palms and ornamental grass plantings. These medians allow for larger plant material, something bigger like a royal palm compared to a solitaire palm. Due to some of the FDOT constraints, we were able to plant some larger palms in here. Just a few images of this plant material. These are kind of some character photos. It's not really an exact replica of what the design would look like at the time of installation, but this is just kind of a character image or an idea of what it may look like. We have proposed ornamental grasses and jasmine on the exterior part of the median island, and that's pretty much it for that island. We were speaking with staff earlier this week, and we decided to go ahead and propose a couple alternative planting options. This is for your review at any time. The general crux of our design is to try to provide low maintenance, slow growing, and easily maintainable plant selections. The amount of irrigation that was designed for the corridor was pretty limited due to cost constraints and source availability. So there's a couple alternative options if the plant selection that we've provided is something up to debate. For the second median style, this was the medians that were affected by the FDOT requirements for planting design. We were able to pursue that design variation, and this is comprising mostly of solitaire palms and then lower ground cover. So a couple character images here. Again, a character photo, not necessarily exactly what the build condition may look like, but pretty close. And again, a mix of lower ground covers and wildflower mixes. The overall crux of the design was to maximize palm plantings throughout the entire corridor, which was driven by the pursuit of the design variation from FDOT. So that's really the crux of the project. If I have any questions to answer.
Oh, yeah, we do. I said we have a lot of questions.
Let me ask a question. Those
Certainly.
palm were the same, look like the same size as the one on 119. The one that have that installed like a few
You
months
might-
ago. Oh, sorry. They look like the same thing on 119, on Gratney.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Gratney
Gretna Expressway.
I'm not sure. If I'm-
Expressway, but because I see the size look like Gratney, those small palm trees.
Yeah, those are those solitaire palms. They may be smaller, not as sizable as the royal palms.
Okay, but those small ones are dying already on 119.
Because they don't
Though you
do
see
much.
that
Yeah. They didn't do much. They don't do much in terms of keeping them up since the county did it. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, sir.
No problem. It's Tom Hargret.
Okay, Mr. Hart, correct. How you doing?
I'm well.
I had started this project back in 2 years ago, And working with staff, and I see Mr. Muhammad back there, we have been out on the corridor several times. FDOT actually messed it up, and then they said that they would not. So it was a back and forth between myself and the consultant that we had prior to that, so that they would allow the palm tree on the median. But talking to the manager earlier today and the assistant manager last week, I do have some issues with the grass that you guys are selecting, because those are very, very much, we just want regular grass. We don't want none of this, whatever that you have. So just the regular grass that you get.
Okay,
Because
so like sod grass or?
Whatever the high quality grass that you guys put on Biscayne, the Aventura. What do they call it? I mean, I could give you the name.
Those are the seagrass.
The seagrass?
The street, the one
The
they put
street
on,
grass?
on I-95 are different than
Are they?
the one we use for residential.
Now, is this a taller ground cover
It's a
grass?
yes.
Okay. There is, I've seen is a grass as well. Fakahatchee grass is also
Yeah,
another grass.
something,
Yep.
yeah.
So a hardier ornamental grass, something that's
That
not
looks
as-
nice,
certainly.
because the problem was, and then we end up, that's how we end up going in to find additional money, was the irrigation system. And we said, I think at the last meeting, Mr. Muhammad, if I'm wrong, please correct me. We said that because of some of the areas, because FDOT went in when they did the road diet, they basically, they kind of patch up most of the median. So the little part that we do have with, that would get irrigation system is not that much. And I think it was maybe 5 different staff members, including Mr. Muhammad, that was out there when we went out there to look at the median. We want them to remove those big trees the mess that they made. But these trees that you have will make bushes. And there's no way I could see staff or anybody else will keep it up. So that's what we said. All we want is some nice royal palm. I don't know how we got to, what is that palm? that he got? What the palm called?
Solitaire palm?
Yeah, I don't know how we got with that solitary palm. I've been saying royal palm, nice grass, royal palm, and then nice, I see some of the
Plants.
flowers. Yeah, nice plants, colorful plants, and that's it.
So the solitaire palms were driven by the FDOT requirements, which is what caused us to pursue the design variation. FDOT has certain restrictions for sizes of palms that can be planted in certain areas.
When we spoke to them, this was 2 years ago, I asked them what palm did they have in Aventura. The lady could not even answer. Yeah, so they can't,
Those are
as a matter of fact, they put some big old tree on, right now on 7th Avenue on 119. So they can't tell you nothing about no palm trees, they can't. Because the lady, that's how we went back and forth, and they said, yes, we could do the palm. So I don't know if it's a money issue with the palm.
No, money is not the problem. The problem was the design exception, we have limitations of the size of the stem. So we have some royal palms, and I don't know
okay.
how many we have, like
Oh.
10.
We have 16 total.
16,
Yeah.
16 royal palms, we could get the exception.
Okay,
And we have 16, and I think that's the maximum we could get.
I see.
And
how
we
many-
really tried very hard. DOT has been very, very cooperative with us.
Yes, they have.
And money was not the issue. We appreciate CRA. They gave us 150.
So, okay,
Yeah.
so it's 16 royal palm and 32, what's this palm called, sable?
It's 43 solitaire palms and 16 royal palms.
Yes.
Those are the one on 119, the solitary.
Yeah,
Solitary
those-
palm.
They're dying
Yeah.
on 19 already, after a few months.
I
I
didn't,
don't know why they're talking about solitary palm.
so, I don't know. Yeah, do they look nice when they grow?
They're not gonna go.
They're gonna grow.
Yes.
What
may
you
I
wanna
have-
do? You wanna revisit that and
No,
readdress the
like
trees,
to-
or
No, we
You
got
okay?
it.
Okay.
We
I
just
have
have
a
to
question.
do it at this
Okay.
point, but the palm, we gotta change
Okay.
the palm.
I've-
yes?
Thank you so much for your presentation. You mentioned that there's going to be 16 royal palm. How many solitary palm will there be?
In the current design, there are 43 solitaire palms and
43?
16.
Yeah, yes.
I've heard you over saying that this is a restriction of FDOT.
that.
That's correct.
And it's 43? Why is that restriction? Is it because it's much smaller than the other areas? And where are those, what areas are those exactly?
The FDOT restrictions are limiting for offsets from the median tips. So they have stipulations requiring certain size and width trunks of trees for clear sight visibility, which is very limiting. A lot of the median planting space available sat within the 100-foot median tip. With the back and forth with FDOT, we were able to pursue that design variation and get it approved for a smaller trunked tree. The royal palms have a much larger trunk, which interfere with
What's the size of, so what is the size of the solitary palm?
The solitaire palm in installation is closer to between 2 and 4 inches, depending on the size that's specified and installed.
Is there another type of tree or another type of palm that looks a little bit more pleasing? Because if you hear the complaints, those palm are really slim. They, it's not
A
appealing.
bicycle
43.
can hit them and
What's another option?
There's certainly, matching the solitaire palm, there's not necessarily a palm that's exactly like that with a wider canopy. We could certainly look into some ulterior options. That'd be
Please.
no problem at all.
Please.
What about the queen palm?
The queen palm is larger. It does also have a larger trunk, not quite as large as a royal palm, but it does have a trunk that's larger than the FDOT requirements of the 4-inch DBH and below, which is stipulated for the 100-foot medians.
What about if we add less? So
Yeah.
Solitary
less
trees.
those palm and we
Put
add
some
bigger
more
And put some more
palm,
shrub.
Yeah.
Mhm. Some more flowers and
Okay.
stuff.
We're
Okay,
gonna.
thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I just wanted to advise you all that, we're here tonight as the CRA. The CRA is
Oh,
a
okay.
funding source
Okay.
for the
Okay.
project. We're
That's
putting
been with
in
the city. They can address those issues.
107. This is gonna
Okay.
come before you again,
Tonight.
to
Yes,
award the
tonight.
Okay,
actual
okay.
contract at a
Yes.
city council meeting.
I see.
So if you
Okay.
all have ideas that maybe you want to implement then,
I
you
understand.
can think about it some more and do it then as well. Tonight, we're
Thank
just, we are approving the
Providing
award of the ITB,
funding. Okay.
but we're mainly here to fund.
Okay.
Give
Thank
the
you
money.
very much. Can I hear a motion on item?
So move.
Second.
Was there a second? I didn't hear it.
Yes, I
Yes.
second it.
Okay. Thank you. I have a motion made by Vice Chairman Desilme to approve Agenda Item 3. The motion was seconded by Board Member Estimate Irvin. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you. Do you have any CRE report?
I am going to defer to the interim executive director, who I'm sure will update you on the activities at the county. And just want to say, hopefully, the support of the North Miami CRA at Miami-Dade County will continue in the future.
Yes. Madam Secretary, your pen, please. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yes, so I did attend the BCC for the North Miami CRA budget. It passed. I also want to congratulate Commissioner Estimate Urban on her business network luncheon. I attended. It was fabulous. Also, for the record, my birthday is April 18th. Monday, this coming Monday, so I apologize in advance if I am unavailable. That is all.
And there's a quick question because I receive many complaints about people said they have many applications about infrastructure grants, and it's like the CR is not moving with those infrastructure grants. But from the paper that I have in front of me, and after speaking with the CRA director and the consultant, and I realized that from last year's budget, most of the funding was for those major projects. That's when this year we did not allocate much money for infrastructure. We approved for 1155, or almost $2 million that was in the budget. Works Park $1 million for the cleanup, And for residences at Nomi, we had about $1.2 million, but when we do the budget, we take $500,000 to balance the budget, and the other 700 was allocated to D4, District 4. And on top of that, we took 700,000 toward the trolley for the transportation to support the city, and another 900,000 to upgrade the city system. That's mean, as of right now, from what I understand, there is no money in this year budget for infrastructure grants. That's mean, I believe you have about 6-7 applications, but unless more,
Pending,
yeah,
6.
yeah, we have 6 pending applications. That's mean, unless the board decided to amend the budget, get money elsewhere, and add it to the infrastructure grants, that's when the CRA won't be able to move. And I hope that the applicants know about it, that we don't, it's not the CRA, it's because we don't have money right now available in our infrastructure grant. When it comes to commercial grants, how much money do we have available right now?
Now that Mr. Blake Benjamin has been approved, right now, all funds have been exhausted for the commercial grants.
That's when there is no more money in this year budget for commercial grants, and there is no more money in this budget for infrastructure grants, unless we come up with an amendment and add money to those accounts. That's when I hope the applicants are aware of that. And another question that I have, some people have 3-4 applications. I think we won't be able to approve 4-5 grants for one applicant. That's when we have to spread and the CRA budget. We don't have that much money to help everybody. That's when every year we're gonna have to help a group of people, but not 5-6 people in 1 year budget.
That is correct.
I hope that we understand that, especially for the people out there. We help the small businesses, but in this year budget, we favor those upscale projects because of the lack of affordable housing in the city. That's mean we favor those projects so we can bring more affordable housing units to the resident of North Miami. I hope that we understand that. Is there any other comments before we move forward? Yes.
Just real quick, I agree with what the mayor said, or the chairman said. If I understand it correctly, we shouldn't be afraid to tell applicants that we're out of money if we are, rather than just take their application and give false hope
That is correct.
that there's funding coming down the pike, because then they'll call us and say, well, they took my application.
Yeah.
Right.
And then on the budget approval by the county, I understand there were only 2 people who voted no, so it was approximately 11-2 vote in favor.
That is correct.
Were there any concerns expressed by those who voted in favor, things that they said they'd like to see us work on? Did they understand that we're doing the P3? And
They
that's why
were
I said-
actually very pleased with the progress that they've seen from the re-inception of the North Miami CRA to where it is now.
Gotcha.
So there weren't
But the
many
concern, the
negatives.
2 area of concern was staff and events.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 things that they addressed.
And legal
at the-
fees,
And what?
and legal fees.
And legal fees.
And that was brought up by Commissioner Sally Hayman.
Correct. No, I understand. I had conversations with Commissioner Hayman. I understand the natures of her opposition. You know, it was an 11-2 vote. She lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned right now then with those that voted in favor. We need to stay in their good graces.
That
Yeah.
is correct.
So did they
So-
have any issues?
So, Scott, if you don't mind,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Chair, I actually watched that meeting. And so
I
the
watched it.
tenor in the county is very, they tend to listen to the representatives area. And so in our case, that was Commissioner Sally Hayman and Commissioner Jean Monestine.
Yeah.
If you watched the event, the chair was actually going to table it so that they can, kind of handle it, and Commissioner Monestine was against that. He said, no, let's pass this, there's nothing unusual about what the CRA is doing. And so actually they end up having to have a roll call to make sure, and that's when there were two others that just generally kind of just are not favorable towards CRA.
And-
So the tenor is, so I think, and I spoke to our interim executive director actually the night before and encouraged her to go and talk and make sure that she had her votes and that she had spoken to all of the commissioners and expose them to that. One thing that I can say is overall there were good, Commissioner Montesim really defended our CRA. Commissioner Sosa as well defended. She actually mentioned the Pioneer Boulevard, which I was shocked. She's so far removed from here. She mentioned the art and the bins and the benches that we've been doing. So they are very much aware. They still want to sue. The concern about watching the spending. Commissioner Sally Hayman was really concerned about salary.
That
very
was
much
salary.
so.
And as far as the legal fee, we need to remember that this year the city been very vocal about the P3. That's mean the CRA executive and the CRA legal department had to deal with a lot of upscale projects, residences at Nomi and 1155 Works Park and some big project, and I think that's why the legal fee this year was different than the usual year in the city.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I will say that if Commissioner Hayman did not complain about the legal fees, I would say something is wrong.
Yeah.
Because every year that I've been here,
Yeah.
and Scott's smiling, he knows. I mean, she complains always about the legal fees, always about the staff and the event. So it's par for the course, and I'm not saying that she's not right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that that
No,
is what
she's
she
not.
does. And we all know that Commissioner Martinez will always vote
Vote
against
Yes.
CRAs because he doesn't have any in his district.
Yeah.
So he doesn't like to see the county's general fund going out to various cities to help their CRAs. So, as I mentioned earlier, and I meant that, I hope that the continued support, that the county will continue to support the CRA as it has in the past. And we will work to manage the staff fees, the legal fees. I think we did that this year as well to try and keep things down. And we will continue to do that and make things more cost effective for the CRA in the future so no one can complain about it. But we are doing great work, and at least they recognize that.
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other comments before we adjourn?
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
Oh. Go ahead. No public hearing?
Go ahead.
No, right, so we started the conversation, Mr. Chair, in the beginning. I just wanted to, so I'm hearing, it seems like we're agreeing to opening up the application again.
Oh, that was
Is
my
there a
thing.
deadline? Is there a deadline that
Put
we're
that
going to
on me.
put? And once we put the deadline, are we going to request to have a short list so that we can, are we going to, can we talk about how we intend on having the process? I know we've tabled it
Oh,
to
this
the,
is the.
Yeah.
for the,
Yeah.
right,
the-
so
the
the
executive
item,
director.
right, that was
Okay.
tabled,
Yeah.
but we had a
Oh, okay.
discussion before, and since, you're,
I was late, Mr. Mayor, so we opening up the process
We're
again?
gonna reopen the
Okay.
process. Yeah.
For how long, until next
30.
meeting at least?
We give it 30 days.
No, that's too long. We, Mr. Mayor, I would beg that we are in a little trouble. I think we really need to, if we could do
We're
it
in trouble.
sooner. In terms of staffing and things kind of
Stability.
moving, yeah, I think we really need to move it
But
as
in
soon as
terms of
possible.
moving, and
Mhm.
we just said it, a lot of people are complaining about the project that's not getting approved, but
No,
there is
I'm
no more in
complaining. I'm
application.
complaining about some stuff that's have nothing to do with projects.
Oh,
I think we do need, whoever is gonna be permanent, we need that,
Oh,
fixture.
okay.
I'm just saying,
okay.
as we move forward, that's just I'm all for opening it up, but not another 30 days. 2 weeks and then, I mean, I'm ready.
And is it gonna be 2 weeks and then it just comes
Yeah,
straight to us? Like
us,
if there's
and
10
then-
people, we're gonna just hear from all 10, or how do you?
How do we do? Yeah,
Right,
that's
because
what she was saying.
we already initially had a list, and it's
We had a
definitely
list.
more than 10. But what
36.
we've done on the city side is that, remember, we requested to have a short list. Like, we asked staff, hey, please just get, go through the list, give us who you believe is more qualified, and then from then we'll make a decision. So
They-
I'm saying for uniformity, I think we should probably do something similar to that.
No, and Councilwoman, I'll tell you why. Because city staff do not have any legal thing with the CRA. We just borrowing the personnel. So
Right, that's what I mean. I'm not
Huh?
talking
We're
about,
not bowing.
Yeah,
we
we
pay
renting
them
it.
for
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
no, so my
what-
intent, let me just clarify, my intent is not to say, I'm talking about human resources,
That's
who
what I'm
did.
saying, because there wasn't, and I didn't want to get into it, something that occurred that should have not occurred with the last group of people.
What happened?
And I don't want to,
What did happen?
mention it. I would prefer if they give it to us and then we review it, because there's nothing, it's like if they have
Just send us
experience.
all the application,
But it wasn't like that before. It was a process, and I had to get with the personnel director, say that's not, just give us the application.
No,
For
because
us to review.
at the beginning we tell them bring us the best 5.
I didn't tell them
We
that.
said
I don't know
we-
about that.
We say that here.
We
That's
agreed
what
as a
we said.
board.
We
Oh, I didn't
agreed,
know.
wasn't
I didn't
there.
hear that.
We
I
said-
wasn't there.
Because I remember one
Oh.
time we were doing for the city manager, and people from McDonald's just applied.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what we
that's
said.
what I'm saying.
At least we said Buenos.
Well, that's fine if it's on the city side. When
but
it
we
comes
asked them to do that last time.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't
we
know,
did.
but I
Yeah.
prefer I prefer doing it myself. I don't mind.
Okay. Thank you.
So we got 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or we could compromise.
I don't have any
When is
issue
the next
with-
meeting? When is our next meeting?
Next month.
It's a month from now. The
2
item was
months?
No, next month.
Oh,
The
next
item-
month.
The
Okay,
item
so
was
3
deferred
weeks?
to next month.
Is 2 weeks okay?
If you get it ready for the,
Few
I
weeks?
don't have a issue with time.
No, I'm saying
you-
2
if
weeks,
you-
I guess.
If you say next
2 weeks.
meeting and
Yeah, next meeting we should be okay if it's 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, and then we from the 36 people, Mr. Mayor, wasn't like 15 people that had CRA experience. I mean, you could just tell it wasn't much. So you had some from McDonald's too.
no, I didn't see that one.
Oh, okay. It's
Okay, that's
36.
when we're gonna, what it is, ask
It
them
was
to
de-
reopen it.
It was
Reopen it?
deferred until the next meeting,
Okay.
Chairman.
Yeah,
We'll be selecting
okay.
the people. Okay.
Thank you.
Citizens Forum?
Can I have a motion? Citizen
So
forum is open. Citizen forum is now closed. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion made by Board Member Galvin to adjourn, seconded by Vice Chairman Desilme. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries with a 5-0 vote. It is 6:22 PM.